Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the new moon in Aries on March 27th, 2017. Now, when we have a new moon, this could be a period of initiation, embarking on a new endeavor or project. This is about new beginnings. This could be strongly connected with having enterprise, and really being an Aries. This could be done. These new beginnings or a beginning could take place with a lot of courage and fortitude, and done in a very extemporaneous and abrupt and quick manner. And you might feel very rejuvenated and revitalized during this time. This is really, I think, the ideal placement for a new moon, because Aries is about beginnings, so it's the first sign of the zodiac, so I think it's very appropriate to be in this particular sign. So anyway, well, prior to this, the 2 to 3 days before this, I mean, you're going to have the moon in being in Pisces, and during this time you might have, I mean, shortly before a new moon, there can be a lot of formulation of the plan that you may, or the project or what have you, that you may embark on when you actually have the new moon. And being in Pisces, it could be a lot of introspection and time by yourself, in seclusion perhaps, in thinking, and really having it could be a dreamy period. And it could be, what happens is when you have it hitting Aries, this could be the time where you take those dreams that when the moon is in Pisces and have them manifest into reality. Pisces, of course, can be about confusion, and what could happen is you could be sort out the confusion during the time the moon is in Pisces, and then and by the time the moon hits Aries, you have that new moon in Aries, you could take that direct action. Now, and also do it in that Aries, a real strong extemporaneous manner. Now, it's also important to look at the house this takes place in during this time. Now, mine is going to take place in the 12th house. Mine will be transiting my 12th house, and this could be, what's interesting about this is the 12th house is associated with hidden adversaries. So this could be a time, considering when you have the new moon, you have the sun involved as well. So it could be a period where some light will be shined on these hidden adversaries, and they might make them be exposed at this time, and being able therefore to deal with them. And at that point in time, it could signify a new beginnings, because, for example, when you have light that shined on enemies, that the hidden adversaries can come out because of the light being shined on them. Well, that means that, for example, that could be someone you thought was a friend, and what happens is I may wind up discarding that person, or one or more people that were quote unquote friends. And what happens is it gives you the ability to move forward, and really, when you get rid of something in your life, that a lot of times that could signify an ending, can signify a beginning. So that's what I'm saying. And also, it's going to be conjuncting my natal Chiron during this time. So I think you want to look at the aspects that this new moon is making to your natal planets. If it's making predominantly good aspects, then it could be more flowing, and you have a better chance, of course, of following up on this new moon in Aries energy as far as embarking on a new idea, for example, a new endeavor, a new project. This could be also, like, as I want to get back to what I was going to say before about it conjuncting my natal Chiron. Well, this could be a time where I may perhaps start something new that's connected with the metaphysical, which of course can include astrology. Of course, I'm already doing YouTube astrology videos, obviously, but maybe I do something like talk about something different connected with astrology that I haven't perhaps talked about before, and be able to heal and help others in the process. This could also, given that the sun is involved, this might shine some light on some wounds I'm experiencing in matters connected with the 12th house, and maybe by doing so can signify some new beginnings. Of course, wounds with the 12th house could be connected with seclusion and solitude, and things can also associate with self-sabotage and self-undoing. Also, what I think is interesting too is that this new moon in Aries, well, it's going to be at the 7 degrees, and some of you may believe in Sabian symbols and others may not, but I think they can be very veracious, and they can be accurate. Now, being at the 7th degree, keep in mind this could be a warmongering position, a rather pugnacious degree for Aries, more so than typical Aries energy. Aries energy can be combative and quarrelsome, but this one even more so, and can be antagonistic and instigating. So keep in mind, factor that into the equation during this new moon in Aries. Because let's say that this new moon in Aries takes place in your 11th house. Now, granted, this can signify some new beginnings, but not necessarily always positive. Now, being in the house of friends, let's say something happens, you take something the wrong way, misconstrue something, and say something which may instigate an argument or fight between you and a friend. Well, this could simply be the beginning of having what was formerly a friend become a new adversary or enemy. So those are some things to look at as far as this new moon in Aries goes. Now, keep in mind too that it's also going to be making a conjunction with retrograde Venus during this time. So this may signify perhaps reigniting an old relationship with an old flame, I should say, which in a way could be perceived as a new relationship, rekindling one, starting over again. But at the same time, this could be this could have some other meanings as well. That it could be that you're able to start something new connected with some money that had been owed previously. Venus retrograde, I think, can also indicate retro pay, maybe that was retroactive, or some pay that was owed to you at some point, and it was for whatever reason the person or people procrastinated in paying you, and maybe that could be tied into this new moon as well. And anyway, what you want to do is factor into the equation some other transits during this time. Keep in mind that Mars will be in Taurus, will still be in Taurus during this new moon in Aries period, and will stay there until April 21st, 2017. And Mars in Taurus energy is very plotting, deliberate, and methodical, and could be very prudent and premeditative, unlike the Aries energy. So what I think this could mean and signify is that it could modify this new moon in Aries energy to some degree, and you may have maybe a little bit more patience than the typical moon in Aries or new moon in Aries transit, I should say. So you may think a little more and be a little bit more less impetuous and impulsive, and a little bit more thinking before planning a course of action. Now, also, Mercury will be making in conjunction with Uranus. So I think this is a very good blending of this energy with the new moon in Aries transit, because Mercury conjunct Uranus can indicate originality and ingenuity in thought. And when you have the new moon in Aries, well, this is could be about embarking on a new idea and doing it in a pioneering Aries manner, so you could really take this original ingenious thinking during this time and take that strong, quick Aries action with it in doing in that pioneering spirit that is associated with the sign Aries. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the new moon in Aries for 2017, and stay tuned next time where I'll be continuing my series on the black moon Lilith in the houses. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel, and secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person astrologically speaking based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.